Alright, so for the strategy pattern, I have this little guy right here, and basically what I need to do is I need to make it so when I press Q, he's going to change into a wolf form, in theory, and toggle between stick form and wolf form, or beast form. And when I press E, I'm going to punch. So if I'm in the stick form, I want to just punch weak, and if I'm in a beast form, I want to do some massive attack. Alright, so here's what I would need to do. I have my script folder over here, everything's organized, he has his stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script, and this is going to be an interface for a form. So this is going to be a placeholder for whatever form I want to be in. It's almost like a state machine, but just a little simpler. So this is going to be an interface, and then I'm going to put a function called attack, because both forms are going to have an attack. So this is going to be in there. And then what I want to do after that is I want to make a script for each of the forms. So I want a beast form, let that compile as well, and then I want a stick form. So I'll let that compile. And now if I go into my stick form, this is going to inherit from mono behavior, and it's going to inherit from form, iForm. And because it's inheriting from iForm, we need to have that attack function. So I'm going to put public void attack, and I'm just going to log out does a weak stick punch. And then the same thing for beast form. So I'm going to make it inherit from iForm, and then set that attack function here. Does a beastly attack. Alright, so now I have my interface that's going to explain what it is, what it needs, has an attack function, and then I have however many strategies I need. So in this case I need a strategy for beast and a strategy for stick. Now I need to make the controller. So I'm just going to say form controller, and this is what's going to actually go onto the stickman. So this is his ability to change forms. It's going to handle setting them and all of that. So I can drag and drop that on him and then open that up. So in the form controller, I'm going to have a I'll just make it public, and it's going to be a type of form, but it's going to say current form. And I'm going to start it off as a stick form. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two variables of the same type for that. So stick form is going to be called stick form, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the beast form. And now in the update, I'm going to say, okay, when I press Q, well, when I press E, key code E. When I press E, I want to use the current form. So the current form, make sure it's not null, and then I'm going to use the attack function. So anytime I press E, as long as it's not null, I could run attack. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just copy and paste this. So now when I press Q, I want to change my form. So I'm just going to use a bool to hold this. So public bool is beastly, and I'm going to make it's false by default. So is beastly null, you're in stick form, that's what you're starting as. So if you press Q, if you are not beastly, so we're going to start off with that. So if you're not beastly, not as beastly, then we want to make is beastly true, because we're in stick form, so we want to turn it to the beast. So current form is now going to be equal to the beast form, and then else we're going to do the opposite. So is beastly is equal to false, and then current form is equal to stick form. So if you're a beast, then this is going to be true, and then it's going to be false. So then is beastly is going to be set to false, and you're going to go back to being a stick. So everything here looks about right. If we go back over here, you'll notice that we can't drag and drop the beast and stick form onto here because they're just scripts. So I'm just going to make children for stickman, and I'm going to call them stick form, and then beast form, and then put the scripts on those game objects so that we can reference it. So now in here I can put stick form and beast form, save it, and now when I hit play, when I hit Q, it's not going to say anything. I didn't put a debug log there. So if I hit E, I should be a stick. Does a weak stick punch, and Beastly is not true. I hit Q, now Beastly is true. I'll just clear this. Now I'm doing the Beastly attack. As many times as I want, I'm in beast form. I can set a coroutine, I can turn it off, or I can just do it manually, and now I'm back to being a stick. So that's a simple implementation of the strategy pattern.